Hey, Emmanuel, it's great to hear from you and see the pictures of the band and the videos, of course. It's so encouraging seeing the work that you're doing with those kids and how much they're growing. I just sent you that message about brass playing and tongue position. And sometimes when I type it out, it makes sense to me, but to other people, it's like, what's he talking about? Tongue position, ah, e, what does all this mean? So I think this is a case where it's actually better if I try to teach it through a short little video. So with brass playing, we can play multiple notes with the same valve combination, or for trombone, the same slide position. As an example, I'm going to play several notes without pressing down any valves. Now, for someone who's been playing trumpet for 20 years, to me, it's pretty easy. It's pretty natural for me to be able to switch easily between notes. But for your students who are just starting on their instruments, it can take a little more time and it can be a little confusing to explain to them how to switch between those notes. We call those partials, the different notes that we can play with the same valve combination. So the way that I teach my students is to think about the space inside of our mouth. And it's not something that we think about in our normal everyday life. But there is space, empty space, inside of the mouth. And we can change how much space there is using our tongue and the position of our tongue. Now, why is this important to brass playing? Our pitch is determined by how fast the air is moving. And the way that we speed up or slow down the air is by changing the space. Think about it this way. If you've got a large space for your air to travel, it's naturally going to flow more slowly. On the opposite side, if you get rid of that space, condense the space, a smaller space for the air to travel, it's going to force the air out much faster. So how we do that is by changing the position of our tongue. So I like to use my pointer finger to kind of represent the position of my tongue in my mouth. And what I'll tell my students is, okay, we're going to start by playing a low note on our instruments. And to do that, I want you to think about ah. And in fact, I'll even say to my students, I want you to say ah. Ah. And then I'll say, okay, say it again. And this time I want you to think about where is your tongue in your mouth when you say ah. And 9 times out of 10, the kids figure out, oh, the tongue is at the bottom of the mouth. Yeah, exactly. We flatten the tongue, and it's at the very bottom of our mouth. Ah, that's going to create a lot of space. Here's the tongue, here's the roof of the mouth, lots of space, and that's going to help us play a low note. But what if I want to switch to a higher note? Well, in order to switch to a higher note, what my tongue does is it starts to arch upwards. And so for that, I tell my students, I want you to say E. E. Okay, well, say it again. And now think about where is your tongue when you say E. E. Most of them will figure out, oh, my tongue has to arch up. It goes close to the roof of the mouth. It arches up. So that creates less space. Here's my tongue. It's arched up. Here's the roof of my mouth. Less space, which forces the air out faster. And in fact, if you look really closely at my jaw or my embouchure, when I play, you can see the slight shift of the lower jaw as it's dropping to create more space. So I start by having my brass students practice switching between those positions. Ah, e, ah, e, ah, e, ah. And eventually you'll get to a point where they can expand and add more notes on top of just those two. All of that mostly done with just the tongue position. So I hope that helps you out a little bit as you continue to teach those young minds. how to play their instruments. I'll try to shoot some more videos to you in the days to come just to help you with some additional techniques that your students could benefit from. That'll just help them to flourish and grow that much more quickly as they continue to learn from you. Wishing you all the best of luck, and I look forward to hearing more from your band and from you very soon. See you later.